Hello. If you ever felt that no strategy on Mirage ever works, you're probably right, because it doesn't. So if you ignore that fact, I decided to rewatch 200 rounds on this map to see what will actually get you some rounds. To get information about what works and what not, I tracked the most popular strats that CS players use on this map. So basically I tracked A execute, rush A and mid to A, execute A plus one or more players lurking, fake B and then rotate back to A and play for picks. And I basically did the same things for B side. To get even more precise results, I separately tracked what players did on pistol round, full buy and eco. Seems some strats were used more than others, statistically looking. If you do the same strat over and over again, you will most likely also have a higher success rate since you perfect it, I guess. Because of this reason, I decided to also track strat efficiency. I divided them in 3 brackets, in high, medium and low efficiency bracket. You will see what I mean by that in the following minutes. Let's go straight to the first graph. As we can see, playing for picks, A executes, going A through A and mid, and going B through B and mid were the most commonly used strats among every tactic. Mid to A, mid to B, fake A and then rotate back to B and execute B with a lurking player strat were equally very rarely used. Rush B and Rush A were the least popular among all of the strats. Alright, we have gathered how commonly the most used strats are played, but how efficient are they? Executing A, going B through B and mid, and going A through A and mid was commonly used and it worked well most of the time, unlike playing for picks, which we can see a quite big drop in performance. Going mid to A was from the not as popular strat pool used the most, but as we can see it didn't quite work well. Now let's talk about efficiency. Before I do that, I have to tell you how I divided the efficiency brackets. High efficiency is considered 70% plus win rate, medium efficiency is considered 40% plus success rate, low efficiency is considered below 40% win rate. Executing B with a lurker had a 100% efficiency rate. Faking B and rotating back to A was 80% efficient, executing A and having a person lurking was 75% efficient despite not being used as commonly. These strats were considered highly efficient. Going A and mid to A was 59% efficient, executing A was 55%, executing B was 50%, going B through B and mid was 43%, faking A and rotating to B had a 40% efficiency, so we can put these strats in a medium efficiency bracket. Rushing B was 33% efficient, mid to B was 29%, playing for picks was 27%, going mid to A was 13%, rushing A had 0% efficiency, putting them in a low efficiency bracket. Now we have seen the efficiency of these strats in a full buy, pistol round and an eco round. Let's see when was each strat the most effective. Executing A on pistol rounds was the most popular strat. Half as popular was the B through B and mid strat and fake B and rotate back to A tactic. As you can see, fake A and rotate back to B, mid to B, execute B, play for picks and go A through A and mid plays were as rarely used. Since the average level of these faceit games was level 8, rushing B was never an option. To be completely honest, I am quite surprised by that fact. Let's check out the success rate of these strats on pistol round. A execute was the most commonly used strat and it also worked most of the time. B and mid to B, play for picks, fake B and rotate back to A, and go A through A and mid worked as rarely. Despite the fact that the B and mid to B strat was the second most used strat in the game, it worked just as rarely as some other strats used for pistol round. B execute never worked probably because the cities just naded apps and dealt massive damage before even having contact on the site. A and mid to A, playing for picks, and mid to B had 100% efficiency rate. Executing A was 75% efficient. All of the strats above are located in a high efficiency bracket. Fake B and then rotate A had 50% efficiency, putting it in the medium efficiency bracket. B and mid to B was 25% efficient. Executing B and faking A and then rotating back to B both had 0% efficiency rating. All of these 3 strats are located in a low efficiency bracket. Rest of the strats were never used in pistol rounds. During a full buy, going A through A and mid, going B through mid and B, playing for picks and A execute were the most popular. We can clearly see that rushing A was never used in a full buy, but we also have to consider the fact that it was rarely used, reaching only 0.5%. A and mid to A strat was the most commonly used and it also worked the best among all the other strats. Playing for picks didn't work as good despite being used a lot. So I don't waste your time too much, I'm just gonna talk about high efficiency strategies and put the medium and low efficiency tactics on the screen. Fake B and rotate back to A was 100% efficient, execute A plus one person lurking, and execute B plus one person lurking were both 75% efficient. B execute was 72% efficient, putting all of the strats above in a high efficiency bracket. You can see the rest of the strats on the screen. The play for peaks strat was the most commonly used, and most of the other tactics were thrown into the play here and there. As you can see, only rushing A and going B through B and mid worked for eco rounds. If we look at the other graph, going B through apps and mid was much more used than simply rushing A, but it worked just as good. A lot of strats here, as you can see, were either never used or didn't work, therefore we're only left with executing B with a lurker, which was 100% efficient, and going B and mid to B, which had a 33% efficiency rate. I know that these are not all the strats for Mirage, and it also depends in which rank you play and what platform you use. Despite that fact, I hope you still enjoyed the video. Also, thank you for all the support on the last one. Similar video to the colors one is coming out soon. Subscribe if you're new around here.